Welcome back to the channel, guys. We are the Burning Wolves, and today we are going to be playing Kings and Heroes. As promised, we are going to make two videos about the skills we have, and we'll start off with my character, which is the Elf Ranger, and so next video will be about XSane and his Orc champion. We had some plans to make the video in my Elf town, which is in the southwest corner of the map. But suddenly, XSane had a fatal error during the trip, and I was laughing so hard that Industry Games decided to give me a fatal error as well. So we both got kicked out of the game, and we actually got, when we started the game again, we ended up somewhere in the beginning of town. And yeah, we didn't want to make the whole trip just to get new fatal errors, so that's why we're here at the Everdale statue. So what does a ranger do? I have a very long range attack, which is my basic attack, and I basically keep enemies at bay or try to kill them from as far a range as possible. That also means that I have a very low HP, and enemies shouldn't get close to me if possible. I have several skills to help me with that. So in my left mouse button I have my very basic attack, just like everyone else. Right mouse button, explosive arrow, which does AoE damage actually. I once killed 4 enemies with one shot. It's a very high damage, so yeah, the goal is to hit as many enemies as possible. First skill here is my paralyzing shot. So if a big enemy comes close to me, I can paralyze him, run away, or other characters can finish him off. Then I have my poisonous arrow, which does damage over time. It has a very low damage on impact, but for a boss that could be helpful because he stays alive for a very long time, so the poison will do its damage over time. I have a deadly aim, which is basically a normal attack with a higher damage. Nothing special about that. I have reveal enemies, which I can only use once every minute. I haven't used it in a dungeon, but I'm just guessing that it'll show the enemies that are around me, which can be very useful in a crypt, for example. I have my 5th skill here, which is, it replenishes my stamina. So I basically have a double stamina. When I use it, it just goes all the way up. Then the camouflage. As long as I stand still and don't shoot anyone, and probably XSane will see this better than I do, then I can stay in camouflage for 30 seconds. Enemies won't see me. It's not very useful because once I attack, voila, I'm visible again. 7th skill here is placing a trap. I'll place one right in front of me. It's basically the same as a paralyzing shot, but the only difference is that enemies have to walk over it. XSane can't trigger it, but enemies can. So, and they stay trapped for a little while. Then, and I don't know how this skill is actually called. Oh, it's Counter-Strike. And what Counter-Strike does is when an enemy attacks me within these 3 seconds, he will get melee damage on himself. To me, it's a pretty useless skill because usually enemies don't come close to me, and if they do, I forget it. So that's why it's all the way on my number 8 here, because yeah, I don't use it. Then on my A and E, also 2 skills I use a lot. First I have the triple shot. It says triple shot in the description. So right here you can see 3 arrows, but when I use it, it actually fires 6 arrows. I'm not sure if it's 3 or 6. It's at least multiple shots. And then the last skill that I have is a rapid shot, and I'll just shoot at XSane's head to show this one off. I basically exactly, I can't miss it, and it shoots 4 or 5 arrows in a very rapid succession. So that's basically my skills. Which ones do I think are most useful? I basically use explosive arrow, the rapid fire, and the multi-shot all the time during a dungeon. And when I'm facing bosses, I use my paralyzing shots, I use my poison arrow, I use my deadly aim, and all the rest I use way less. They might be useful, but to me it's, yeah, they're fun, but nothing that I use regularly. So I've explained all my skills. I'd love to know if there's any rangers that use different skills than I do. For example, if you're a big fan of the reveal enemy or the camouflage, please let me know, and please also let me know when you use it and why you think it's good. If you thought this video was helpful and you liked it, please hit that thumbs up and comment below. We really appreciate it. Don't forget, if you haven't already done so, to become a part of our Wolfpack by subscribing so you never miss a video. And you can also follow us on social media if you really can't get enough of us. We tweet regularly, we make updates on Facebook, and that's about it. We'll see you in the next video about XSane skills. Guys, don't forget, wolves never hunt alone. Thank you so much for watching. We're out.